Okay, Claude, let's vibe code this. Bitcoin only goes up, and we make infinity money. Make no mistakes.
Bitcoin prices continue to fall.
Claude, I told you to make no mistakes!
Let me be straight with you. This one's on me.
What's going on, everyone? K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great start to your week. Now, it's been a pretty wild time lately for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, specifically for Bitcoin. I mean, we haven't exactly seen some of the greatest news come out, and what I want to talk about right now is we are sitting on a very fine line for Bitcoin, this area that we've been holding since back in 2022, before we even had the previous bull market. You could see we were building up momentum here, and I've pointed this out on every video so far, but this is now the 5th week that we are touching on this area, and obviously if we fall through this legacy level, you know, the next level down here could be as low as 48,000, and you're hearing a lot of people out there saying that we could go even lower. Now, I want to talk about something today because there is actually something right now that's happening in the Bitcoin charts that might surprise a lot of people, specifically if you are very bearish right now. You know, right now it's kind of cool to be a bear. I'll talk about that in a minute, but definitely a lot of bearishness in the space. Let's just start off with a few reasons why you're hearing a lot of this bearishness. Number one, you have Bitcoin ETFs capitulating. We have 90% of them underwater. Not to mention institutional demand is not absorbing new Bitcoin supply. It's actually adding to the overhang. You have ETFs shedding 71.6 thousand Bitcoin over the past month. You also have the DATs adding only 7.5K, right? So again, this is not looking too great. Not to mention that just this morning we have Michael Saylor apparently saying that they have approved the sale of up to $1.25 billion of Bitcoin to fund Strategy's USD reserve. And you can see right here that Michael Saylor and Strategy have announced a new framework to preserve long-term Bitcoin exposure with a BTC monetization program. So, you know, this is a little confusing for a lot of people because it starts out with Michael Saylor saying, never sell your Bitcoin, mortgage your house, sell your kidney, sell the kids, you know, buy, not literally, but basically sell everything, hodl to death, never sell your Bitcoin. And then he spooked everyone a little bit with that 32 Bitcoin sale, and now saying that they may have a strategy to sell Bitcoin potentially so that they could keep the dividends flowing. Now, a lot of people are saying that clearly this is just him being a good businessman, right? He sold the 32 Bitcoin just so that he could prove a point to show that he has the interest of the investors first and foremost. And then he also clarified that, oh no, I said you don't sell your Bitcoin. I never said that. I can't sell my Bitcoin on behalf of the company, right? So it's really getting a little convoluted, and a lot of people really aren't too happy about this. One thing I will point out, though, is like Vivek actually pointed out, the last time that you actually had Saylor selling in 2022 marked the Bitcoin bottom, and, you know, here we are again in 2026. So what happens if he ends up selling? Would that turn out to be the bottom, right? Is that what they're actually waiting for? Well, we could speculate all we want, guys, but I do want to point out a few things. There is a lot going on right now with the bearishness, right? A lot of people love being a bear right now, and it's so cool to be a bear right now, whereas back in October, it was unpopular to be the bear. If you weren't bullish, you were a loser, get out of town, nobody wants to hear about it, and now it's not cool to be bullish. If you're bullish, you are delusional, you are crazy. Accept the fact that Bitcoin is going to zero. It is over, right? Anyone who's bullish right now is getting laughed at, right? It is cool to be bearish, right? We're going to 30K. We're going to 20K. Guys, this is the same narrative that we were seeing right before the FTX explosion when Bitcoin was around $18,000. And I said, that is it. I'm going in hardcore. I'm buying as much as I can. And Bitcoin fell from 18,000 to 15,500. And I had people in my videos laughing at me saying, see, you're so stupid. You bought at 18. FTX exploded, you bought it, and now we're down at 15.5. Now we're going to go down to 10, 8, 7. I heard somebody say we're going to go to $3,000, right? And what ended up happening? Well, did it really matter if you bought at 18,000 or 15,000? Really, at the end of the day, even though I got made fun of for a couple weeks. Well, I mean, come on. Would you have been mad if you bought at 18? Oh, I missed like the little extra dip. That's where I believe we are right now. Bitcoin's first bottoming flag is appearing. UTXO profit and loss count ratio model, as you guys can see right here, we just started forming our first blue wave. Now, this doesn't mean that the bottom is officially in, but it does mean you probably are not going to want to try to time it, guys. I posted this over on X, and obviously the last time that we saw this supply profit and loss at these levels, it was the beginning of the end of the bear market. You could see right here, the closer these levels get, these profit and losses, look at right here. Look, when they first start to touch, okay, yeah, Bitcoin's hovering at around, 20,000-ish, 18,000, right? This is exactly where I was telling you last time I bought, and look, this is the dip. We went from 18 to 15.5 right here, and this is where everybody was laughing, saying, oh, I told you it was going to go lower, and then look what happened. So do you care if you bought here or here, if we went all the way up to 126? Well, that's what we're doing right now. I'm not trying to be aggressive or scream in anybody's face. I'm just trying to be friendly here. This is really the time you need to be paying attention. Now, this does suggest potentially that we could see another month, 2 months, I mean, maybe even 3 months, okay? But at this point, we are so much closer to the bottom. We are seeing so much capitulation. It's cool to be a bear, right? That's kind of screaming something to me as well. Now, again, I'll show you where we could possibly go in the future. Again, this is similar to the call around 18 going to 5, calling around 58. Could we go to 44? Sure. I mean, the numbers are bigger because Bitcoin's a lot higher right now, but the percentages are basically the same, right? Let me show you what we're looking at, and maybe you'll understand exactly what we mean. Now, look, right here, we do not have confirmation on this, right? This is on the daily. Now, we have this look, we're in a downtrend. There's nothing, I'm not saying we're bullish immediately. I'm just saying, look, we're in a downtrend, okay? This is, the solid yellow is like our main area we really need to break out of. And then we have this dotted, which is sort of this lower area, which you could say maybe we tried to touch it again. But look down here, guys. Look at this MACD, okay? You could see that we're coming lower, we're curving over, and the one thing that I want to point out right here is on this, market cipher, you could see that we are putting in a bit of a anchor and trigger wave, right? And if you're looking at RSI or anything like that, you could say that we're doing a bullish divergence, whatever. It depends on what you're looking at. I just like this indicator because it has everything. You could see we're coming down in the green, right? We have the money flow. Look, I'll be honest, it doesn't look like it's officially going to curve up. But again, by the time you get these confirmations, it's generally too late. And all I'm saying is if by tomorrow, this starts to curve up, which it does look like it wants to do that, then you have a potential right here from bottom to top. That's about a 10% move bottom to top if we hit the bottom of that level. And if we end up going up here somewhere, you're looking at possibly even a 20% move for Bitcoin. Now, am I saying that that's going to be the ultimate bump and run reversal and we're just going to go straight to the moon? No, but what I am saying is if you guys are looking to trade this specifically, especially if you're trying to, if you want a dollar cost average, I mean, geez, guys, we're basically at the bottom of the range. And if you are looking to take a quick trade, you could literally get a 20% move right here. So if you were doing something like 5x leverage, which obviously I'm not going to recommend you guys do that, but you could end up making 100% on this trade and you could make it probably within a week. Now, of course, if we break lower, that would invalidate it, put a stop loss at around 5%. Obviously, if you guys are looking to trade, weeks is definitely, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best right now, especially if you're looking for no KYC, no VPN. I do have a code if you guys want. When you go sign up, you can type in XLEF or just use the link below in the description, or you can just scan this and you guys can get lots of bonuses. And by the way, I've been talking to the team at Weeks and we're looking to get you guys even more bonuses on this. So if you do sign up using the link, those bonuses eventually will be, retroactively will apply them to anybody who signs up. So definitely check that out. That's where I'm at right now. And just keeping it super simple, you could clearly see that we are at the bottom of this parallel channel range. And look, this is where the fear is, right? This is when you're scared. Look at this down here. This is when everyone is scared. This is when they're saying we're going to break. It's not going to hold, right? Down here, this is where everyone is scared. It's going to break. It's not going to hold. Same thing right here. It's going to break. It's not going to hold, right? And these are literally where you make the absolute best trades. These are where you make the best buys. These are where you do those set it and forget it longs, you know, and you just ride the wave. Now, of course, these are monthly candles, right? You know, you could see down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It took 5 months of touching this line down here. Over here, 1, 2, 3 months, right? So far, we've only touched one time. So history tells you we could kind of ride up here, you know, for the next couple months. Maybe we stay here for the summer, and we've been having that September sort of outlook, right? Having a look right here, if you want to just look at simple RSIs, these are free indicators. You could look at whenever you have the RSI making a higher low, right? Right here. Here's another one, right? Yeah, that's basically the bottom. And I mean, look, we don't have confirmation on it, so let's just say maybe the next 2 weeks it forms. I mean, look at that. Also, look at the almost symmetry of that, right? And you could see right there, where was that? Perfect time to buy, right? You have the low going into the high, boom, same thing right here, low, high, boom, same thing right there. And okay, we don't have full confirmation, so whatever, you want to wait a week or two to buy, fine. But, you know, anything could change, guys. I mean, you have Polymarket coming out talking about potentially this, Clarity Act could end up getting passed, and that could be the catalyst, right? Looking here on the monthly, you have this massive wave. I mean, we've only ever had 3 of these in the past. Every single time we've ever had this massive momentum wave on the monthly has been the most opportunistic time to buy. But again, look at this, guys. If you wait for that confirmation, if you wait for that signal to fire, well, guess what? Bottom to top, you're down. You missed 50%, 60% of that move. So, you know, I'm not trying to be the ultimate bull right now. You know, there is potential that we go lower. Like I said, if we look at the diminishing returns and we look at the fact that we moved originally 200 weekly was the thing that held us down, then we had the 300, then we came down halfway between the 4 and the 3, then maybe we come down to the 4. That's sitting at about $42,000, right? But again, I wouldn't wait for that, because if you look at the the BTI indicator right here at the bottom, you could see the last time right back here where we went to the 200, we went into the deep blue, right? However, the second time we went to a lower, but we didn't go into the deep blue. So although we went to a lower moving average, we did not have that signal fire as deep. Here we go again. Potentially could we go to an even deeper moving average? Sure. But look, now we're only in the very light blue. Well, not the super light blue. I'm sorry. So you have like purple blue, then you have like this, I don't know, like indigo, and then you have this color blue. So like not the aquamarine, but where we are right now. So again, diminishing returns, you're waiting for these signals to fire, and you could be waiting for them forever, you know, because everyone's bearish right now. We want to buy. Look, same exact pattern, falling wedge patterns. 70+% chance breaking out to the upside, right? Same thing here, anchor wave, trigger wave, possible anchor wave, trigger wave forming, falling wedge. I don't know, guys. To me, it's looking quite similar. You have 82% of Bitcoin now sitting frozen in long-term wallets, right? And this is like I was saying earlier, the odds of the Clarity Act passing into law this year spikes up to 49% on Polymarket. So basically, I want to keep this video finally short. I know I make really long videos all the time. I want to keep this one short because I want to just point out that it's tough to go against the crowd when everyone is bullish, right? It's tough to be bearish. It's tough to start noticing, hey, maybe we should pump the brakes. Maybe it's getting a little overheated. When it's getting crazy, everyone's excited. We're all going to the moon, right? Now, everyone is depressed. Everyone is angry. So when you're angry and you're depressed and you're spiteful, you feed into the bearishness. You want a revenge trade. Well, I lost so much money, but you know what? If I sold out and I'm sitting in cash, I'm going to buy the absolute bottom. I've already lost 50%. I don't care. I'm going to make it all back, you know, and Bitcoin's going to go down to 20K, whatever. But remember, when Bitcoin had gone to 15,000 last time, which was also crazy, right? That was the FTX crash, really. At that point, I remember, there were, again, I hate mentioning people, but there were certain, you might even know if you were watching the channel, I had an interview, go back and watch it. There were certain people that said we were going to go below 10,000, we were going to go to 3,000. That's kind of the stuff that you're hearing right now. You know, we've said that, you know, you have your bull case, your base case, your bear case, right? if you're looking at the negatives to the downside, yes, you have this ultimate bearish case potentially of going to right now about 43,000, right? That's like super bear case right now. Any lower than that, and you're literally just trying to get clicks. Like, you're just trying to get clicks is all you're trying to do. You're trying to just make extreme predictions so that people will watch your content, because there's no reason for it to be that bearish, right? So I do think that in the next couple months, we could have any of these, and honestly, at any day, you know, maybe the Clarity Act gets passed, maybe some news comes out, maybe the AI bubble pops. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but I can tell you, technically looking at the charts, we are much closer to a bottom than we are to a top. And I would, you know, again, this is going to be one of those things where, you know, oh, K-Dub, he's calling the bottom and it's 59 and we go to 42. Ha, I told you, you're so stupid. But, you know, again, even though that sounds crazy numerically, that, you know, is about a 27% dip, which is pretty nuts. I'm not going to lie, you know, but again, we're talking about Bitcoin here. So again, talking about going from that 18 area, you know, down here, that was about a 21%. So 20% dip, 27, whatever. And that's even if we actually hit those levels. So basically, guys, that's about it for me. Godfather of crypto, Michael Turpin, I can play his interview if you want to watch this really quick at the end. He thinks there's about a 33% chance that we've bottomed. He's one of the earliest investors in blockchain, etc. So I'll play this and then maybe we'll get on out of there.
I said it could be as low as 40K. I said definitively that it would go below the 200-week moving average, which a lot of people earlier in the cycle said, no way. It was already hitting the bottom in the last November. It hit the bottom in February. And because neither of those hit the 200-week moving average that it always hits every 4-year cycle, I said, not so fast. And I was right. We hit the 200-week moving average just a week ago when we went down to 59K. That's still 4 months ahead of where the kind of time-based capitulation has always happened in the past. And so I still think that's the most likely path forward. But there could be some macro, indicators that make it a shorter cycle. It's certainly possible, not quite 50-50, but maybe 30 or 40%. That Standard Charter's right. They just said that the bottom was at 59K and we're going to be 100K by the end of the year. On the other hand, Galaxy, who had refused to give an estimate at the start of the year, said there's just too many variables, now has come back and said that it's going to be October and the bottom's going to be somewhere between like 40 and 46. So I agree with Galaxy that we could go that low, but I also agree with Standard Charter that there's a possibility, a reasonable one, that this could have been it. If I was have to pick a number right now today, I'd probably say 2/3 we have further to go, 1/3, which is higher than I've had in a while, that the bottom is in.
And one more thing before we go, I almost forgot to talk about the DXY. So we did have the DXY being quite bullish pretty much since May, right? And since then, it actually found support on this upward sloping trend, and it broke above this basically 100.8 area that we had as resistance, but it has started to pull down. And the thing that I'm noticing is that this is actually a slightly lower low, right? Whereas this, we had a high of 101.977. This high was 101.8. I know these are very, very small, but you just have to take that into consideration. Take everything with a grain of salt, but that's ultimately it, guys. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Again, if you do want to trade, you guys can go to weeks.com. You can use the code XLEF, and that'll get you signed up, 250% guaranteed, yada, yada, yada. You could read all this, scan this if you want. You can also, by the way, trade stocks, IPOs, commodities, gold, everything, which for me, it's a lot easier because I don't want to move money into cash to go to Robinhood and this and that. I just like doing it all with, USDT, stable coins, whatever. Much easier for me. But ultimately, guys, that is it for me. Thank you so much again. If you are interested, I do have links to Market Cypher, all that stuff below. Follow me over on X if you want. Also, LevX, I have some exclusive content over there that I usually put out a lot earlier before I put it out on YouTube or on X and stuff like that. If you guys do want to learn how to trade, I got these 2 videos popping up for you right here, right now. And like I said, I do want to do some updates, but it's tough, guys. I do other things besides just crypto, just so you know. So I'm a little busy, but I will try. I just feel like now was the time to come back and start making content. So I love you guys. Hope this video was a little bit shorter. Enjoy the start to your week. Until next time, stay crypto, and of course, peace out.